Hey, beer tubers, Ryan back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog, and today I'm joined by Daniel of Endosymbiosis. And no, we are not doing an import today. Actually, we are doing a beer that is kind of hard to find. It's a very special beer. It's a beer I sent to Daniel in a recent beer mail video, and that is, well, there's a couple names for this beer. As you can see on the label, it says Chuckvar Premium Chuck Lager. This is actually a green flash beer. This is their Pilsner, which they call Yellow Fizzy Beer, and it's a 5.5%, Bohemian Czech style Pilsner that they brewed up, and they actually did a spoof on the Budvar, or as you find it over here, Chuckvar label, and awesome label. They did a great job on that. So we're gonna get this thing reviewed and see how Daniel thinks this compares to authentic Pilsner Quell.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm psyched.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what you think of this one because I mean, this is to me, this is probably the best Pilsner I've ever had. But then again, I've never had authentic Czech or German Pilsners.
Right.
But I mean, that's pretty damn clear beer. I mean, like light straw, kind of gold, kind of going to golden color.
Yeah, slight, not quite golden, a little bit on the yellow side of golden. Has
Yeah.
about a 1.5 finger kind of white head. Nice small bubbles. It's probably going to stick around. Lots of carbonation coming from the bottom.
Yeah, carbonation.
Yeah. It looks like an American Pilsner more
Yeah.
so, but it does look like a Pilsner.
Yeah, it's and I just want to say yellow fizzy beer is a term coined by Stone's Greg Cook
Oh
for
yes,
the mass produced lagers out there, and
right.
so kind of taking tongue in cheek for Green Flash to call this fizzy yellow beer.
It
Uh,
smells very nice, malty. Has a lot of those golden kind of malts. Not a whole
yeah,
lot of hop. Maybe a little bit of a bitterness. Maybe a little bit of a like. I don't know. What hop would you say that is?
you know. It, until
It's
recently, I always thought Saaz was always just a spice hop, and I do get a little spice on this one, but
right. There's a
I
little
do
bit of
get a little of a
spice.
citrus element to it, and I'm wondering if that's maybe still Saaz. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. It's a little
because
bit. It's a little bit earthy. I think maybe. It's got a little bit of
yeah,
kind of.
and definitely has the some I hate to say grainy because it's not a negative in this way, but
Right, right. No,
it
but
definitely has a floral component to it as well. I get a lot of like a floral component.
yeah, you definitely smell that really fresh, really good kind of golden malt, which is a good sign.
Yes, yeah, that kind of
Um,
bready, almost
d-
biscuity.
Definitely not as hoppy as an Urquell was in the
Okay.
Czech Republic. Definitely not as like spicy, saucy, but you know, it smells good. It's still kind of going within that realm of what you might get in the Czech
Right.
Republic. So I'm ready to taste, and
Yeah.
we'll kind of go from there. Cheers, man. Na
Cheers.
zdraví, as they say in the Czech
Master
Republic.
V. Yeah. So I get a lot more spice on the flavor,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially the back end.
That that's actually not bad in terms of like being a Czech lager. I would kind of buy that as a like it's I always compare these to Urquell, to Pilsner
Right.
Urquell. Pilzinski Prazdroj in the Czech Republic, which is a very a much maltier beer, much more kind of a little bit more dark malt and hoppy, but it's like the spice is a little bit more subdued, maybe. Um, but it's very nice. It finishes a little bit spicy. It's got a little bit of that spicy aftertaste. But you set this next to a bunch of Czech lagers. It's right there with them. I think it's really
Yeah, to me
not
it's
like
just it's so clean up front. Just that really kind of bready grain, real clean up front, and then towards the back is when you get hit with a lot of the bitterness. It's not bitter like an IPA, but yeah, See, I've never had like the fresh stuff over there, so I don't know if it's as
Right.
bitter as this particular beer.
Yeah,
Because
this
to
is
me,
more if you call this like a West Coast Pilsner almost. You know, like it's a little bit
yeah,
more hop forward. You tone down the hops just a tad bit. You bring up that like golden malt just a little bit, and it's kind of right there. Like
yeah,
that's kind of where I'd go. It's still a really superior example of the style, though. I'm being a little picky just because I've been looking for something that's like really authentically Czech, and this is pretty much as close as you see, honestly. Like this is really solid. This would coexist with Czech Pilsners, no problem. You know.
yeah. And that's and for me, this is probably the best pilsner I've ever had. I mean, I haven't had a whole lot, but just because it is a little hoppier on the back end, you do get some of that. Like on the taste wise, you do get more of that sauce spiciness. There's maybe a little earthiness too in the back end. Finish is pretty dry. You know,
It's got a
but
little bit of perfuminess. It's got a little bit of that
yeah, there's
silkiness
the
on the
floral element
aftertaste.
that I was
Yeah.
getting on the nose. Yeah, it's not quite perfumey as say Huma Loompa Licious, but
Oh no.
um, it's just like as far as like craft brewers doing lagers, you don't see a whole lot of them.
No. You don't.
And if you do, it's like, well, what are they going for with it? And some might try to reproduce some of these, authentic Czech ones, but I've heard Great Lakes Dortmunder is a fantastic, craft pilsner, and
Yeah, that's a great like German style lager. This
yeah,
one, I mean, I do admire the head just swirls back up really nicely too. I got to give it that.
but I mean, for me, being able to try it in draft, the fact they bottled it for 6 pack for $10, not a bad deal. Um,
No.
but yeah, I can see why you'd say yeah, this is like a West Coast Czech pilsner, and the fact that it is Green Flash. They are known for their hops, and it's actually, as I'm drinking this now, it's a little hoppier than I kind of remember, to be honest. And
Oh yeah.
um, it's not overly bitter though. It's just the
No.
back ends just
It just has that big spice quality around the tip of the tongue, around the back of the tongue. It's nice though. I like it. It's I would, if this was available to me, I would drink this regularly. Like I would make this part of my rotation, no problem.
okay. So we take a break drinking Fizzy Yellow Beer, or Chuckvar, as the label says on this one. Daniel's been in the Czech Republic. He's had the authentic stuff fresh. As far as pilsners go, I mean, there are some decent pilsners out there, especially craft pilsners. This is the best example I've had. And in the craft beer world, lagers don't get enough credit, and I think this is an excellent lager. I bought 2 6 packs of it, and I was happy to do so. So I'm going to give this one A. I say this is an excellent, you know, at least a San Diego kind of take on a Czech Pilsner. So what do you think, Daniel?
I I was kind of vacillating between B plus and A minus. Um, I'm gonna go with A minus. I think it's really solid. I think it's really good. I think it really kind of lives up to the name, the fake label. I think it lives up to that. I think it demands that level of attention. I would love to be able to drink this regularly. I'm sorry I only have this much left. That's kind of my horrible thing is then I don't have any more. But it's really good. It's maybe not quite like authentic to the Czech stuff. It's a little bit like it's right there, but it's not quite. But it's still like really solid, really good, and I would be happy to drink this. This is one of my favorite American lagers, no question. Like this is really good. So
Yeah,
that's my take.
I'm pretty much there with you in terms of that, and just yeah, hopefully one day I'll get over to the Czech Republic and get the real deal stuff from there. But yeah, so thanks to Daniel for joining me on this one. It's good to get his take on this, kind of get a feel for how this compares to the authentic stuff. I mean, it sounds like they did a really good job of Green Flash. And if you don't even do the comparison, this is just an excellent lager on its own. If you don't want to do the whole, compared to the authentic thing, and that's what I think of this one. So it's gonna wrap it up. Till next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.
Nostrovie.